Two MCs can't occupy the same space at the same time. It's against the laws of physics. Anybody recognise those lines? It's from the song Zealot by the Fugees, performed by the beautiful Lauryn Hill. That phrase stuck with me for many, many years. Couldn't quite understand that concept. I actually didn't agree with the concept. I looked through my life and I thought, two people can occupy the same space at the same time. Ever been to a concert and seen somebody stand with somebody else on their shoulders? Anybody ever seen that? Or seen it on telly? So to my mind, I'm thinking two people are occupying the same space at the same time. The thing is, they have two different perspectives. I thought about it again. What about a pregnant woman? Two people, sometimes more, if it's a multiple birth, in the same space at the same time, but they have a different perspective again. The child has an inner perspective and the mother has the outer perspective. And then not so long ago, me and my family went to Madame Tussauds in London, and at the end of the tour you go into a 4D cinema experience. And the idea is that the seat in front of you blows a puff of smoke or a puff of air into your face or a sprinkle of water into your face in line with the cinema that you're watching. My 3-year-old daughter was sat on my knee at the time, and every so often she would jump, and I'd be thinking, what's she doing that for? And it was because, being sat on my knee, the water was going straight into her face, the puff of air was going straight into her face, and I had no experience of that whatsoever. So my experience was from behind, and her experience was from in front. So in all those instances, you can share the same space at the same time, but you cannot share the same perspective. I'm just going to show you how that works. I did a speak up before, and I asked people if they could raise their finger to between their eyes, if you could join me. And then just slowly switch your eyes by closing one or the other. And what you will notice is your finger appears to be shifting. But it's not your finger that's moving, it's your perspective that's shifting. There's just a few millimeters between your two eyes, and yet your eyes do not share the same perspective. So in life, you cannot expect people to share your point of view. You cannot expect people to accept your point of view. And you cannot expect people to agree with your point of view. It's nice when it happens, but you can't expect it because your own two eyes do not have the same perspective. Just want you to think for a moment of the film The Matrix. Anybody seen that film? I love The Matrix. This is Josh's fault. Josh has reborn the Matrix theory into my mind, and I live by it. And there's a scene in The Matrix which was historical, and there's a scene where Trinity goes up into the air, and that image of her is stilled, and the panoramic view goes 360 degrees around her. And I think that was the first time that was actually ever seen on telly. And it was amazing, and it made me think that is what the problem is in the world with conflict. People struggle to agree and to see eye to eye, because oftentimes we're not eye to eye, we're face to face, and we have a completely different perspective. There are over 7 billion people on the planet, and every single person is having a completely different experience. When I was at school, my geography lesson, the first thing we were asked to do was to draw a bird's eye view of the room. Now, some people I know have the ability to astro project, and so for them that might be easy. In fact, I'm told all people have the ability if they'd like to train themselves to do it. But from that perspective, you could have a bird's eye view of the room. But we can have a perspective, and we all did the task because we were able to imagine what the room looked like from above. So I just want you all to have a moment and just try and choose somebody else in this room and think about what the room looks like from their perspective. The people at the front have got the best seats because they've got a full view of me. Thank you. The people at the back haven't got such a good view of me, but they've got a view of the backs of all your heads. People in the middle have got the view of some heads in front of them, but they're now conscious that people at the back of the room are looking at the back of their heads. Yeah? So everybody's like, oh, straighten up a bit, take a moment. So we're all seeing things from a slightly different perspective. Imagine now a 2-year-old having a tantrum in the supermarket. Anybody ever seen that? Yeah. The supermarket has been specifically designed so that the things they want to sell are at your eye line. And then at the end, when you're about to pay, they've got things at the child's eye line. Okay? So you're there, finished shopping, ready to pay, ready to come out, and the child's looking at chocolate. And they'll ask for chocolate. Mummy, Daddy, can I have some chocolate, please? No. And what's happening there is that child is falling very slowly into the world of no chocolate. Imagine that for a moment, being in a world of no chocolate. And the child's flailing around on the floor thinking, I said please. And Mum's standing there thinking, well, if he had been a bit more serious with his discipline and spent more time with that child, that wouldn't be happening. It's his fault. Dad said, I told her not to give him so much chocolate. I told her not to spoil him. It's her fault. And we have conflict. Because we can only ever see things from where we are standing. And so what we need in the world is not to go through your day expecting people to understand your point of view or your perspective. Not going through life expecting people to understand, accept, or appreciate your perspective. Because nobody can do that. We can try. And it's nice to be in a group like this where your beliefs are shared and agreed upon, but nobody stands in your two shoes. It's impossible. Two MCs cannot share the same space at the same time. It's against the laws of physics. But what we can all do, and what you can expect to have respect for your view and your position in this world. What can you expect? Respect. What can you expect? Respect. I want everybody to say, what can you expect? Respect. Thank you.